Okay. Time for our daily raids. Yo, how's it going, Gabe? Oh, yo. Done working for money raids? At a certain point, yeah. Depends on the there's a lot of context behind 3 downs though. Like, are you sacrificing on time indication? How fast are you currently going? You know, it depends on a lot of people. For a lot of people it is. For a lot of people, for a good amount of people it isn't though. If you're at like 400, I would say most people it becomes progressively more worth it. But in my 400 run that I recently did, I had a 35 timer, and I know a lot of people would struggle hitting 35 without 3 downing, and the 35 is more important than the 3 down. So in that context, that was either 3 down. BG's not worth it in solo? Well, I have a shadow, so it's not as worth it for me. And I'm not planning on Tbowing Zebak. But if I was Tbowing Zebak, I would definitely want to bring it. Or if I was using like a ranged weapon on Zebak in general, like a Torva, definitely would have a BGS. Especially if you're ranging wardens because you don't have a shadow, you should definitely have a BGS. Prefer Voidwaker over Zebak crossbow? Yeah, Zebak crossbow is not very reliable, unfortunately, in solos. There are two places you want to use them at. That would be Zebak and Wardens, but it does require 2 slots, and it's not huge over the Voidwaker. So I don't really bother. I prefer to just chill out, take a slight time loss, and I'll save up a few slots. It does definitely save a lot of time on Zebak though. Position for the rock here. If he does a shadow somehow, I have to run to the other side of it, which is under him. I'll just save for him. Slow bubble. The most efficient puzzle. Might even end up walking at the end of it. Probably won't. That'll suck. Oh, forgot the depth charge. Oops. music slightly. Healer, it only heals like once. And I can kill it while I'm getting pushed back, so take uptime. Take uptime's a little bit more important than it healing like a 1. So. Should have procced on the other side. Now I have to spend a lot of time running here. Always forget to do this. After 2 hits, stab the soldier once or twice. Then you can Void Wake for the 3rd hit on the arcane, which will guarantee the proc. Really good for take up time doing that. From here, set up the ranger. Main concept is 5-4. We're about take up time. Gonna go on Caffrey. We'll def charge the bonus. Doing good. That's really good for take up time right there. We're hitting instead of, you know, running over to Caffrey, we're hitting right away. Something. And charging def charge. A little bit of a bonus. And that bonus might not seem like a lot, just 1 hit, but that 1 hit also gave me time to get that 1 hit there. Which is kind of basically 2 free hits. Otherwise would be wasted. You have to bring BGS Void Waker, especially if you have Shadow, not really. But it depends, like, or if you're ranging Zebak, I would recommend BGS, definitely. 513, Overloaded's on. A lot of people don't even get that while swarming with 525. If you're like shadowing, then yeah, it's not as needed, because it's only for like 1 room, right? If you are like Tbowing or using both on Zebak, definitely bring it. If you're running out of inventory spaces, there might be some other better things to take off, like mage witches or that. If you're running out of supplies at Warden, I recommend taking the invocation on a diet. Take that off, get some bandages. and it just help a lot. Pull both an Ancestral Shadow. I wouldn't really bring it then. It's not that necessary because your best DPS for Zebak is gonna be your Shadow, and BGS is not gonna really help you there. Oh, I just misclicked. Hopefully it doesn't switch. I wouldn't really bring it, nah. Feel free to bank it. You don't have Shadow? I don't know why I thought I read that you have Shadow. Then in that case, yeah, you definitely do want BGS. I messed up here. Switch, nice. Because it's gonna give you a really, really big DPS boost to Zebak. But you might have some other things. How many brews and restores are you bringing in? You should probably be okay bringing about like 4 to 5 restores, depending on if you're flicking or not. 5 is fine if you're not. And then if you're using Karis, like Sun Partisan, you can bring like an extra restore. But if you'd rather brew, then go ahead and bring like 4 brews plus. And then just like 5 restores is fine. Because you don't use that many restores, you're not gonna use Karis. Maybe you have like an ancestral hat. You could bank that. No, it's not as important. It does really make switches convenient though. I do like having an ancestral hat and stuff like that. Or you can bank like ward and stuff. Although it is a big DPS increase to have ward for mage. Grand scheme of things, if you're gonna be ranging like most of the raid, it's not that important. I'm gonna fail this. Don't have enough power left. Oh, I was a second off. I wasn't paying attention. I would have adrenaline. I thought I had enough power. I haven't made a mistake like that in a while. Guess I am kind of regretting that Void Waker I did earlier, 20 seconds ago. Like that sometimes. Well, that's the first time I died in like. How much time save is Tbow for P2? It's like 30 seconds slower, if not almost like 40 seconds slower. Gotta pay more attention. Well, that's not too bad. Much better than dying at like, I don't know, Gordon. Get back there in like 15 minutes, 20 minutes anyway. I was literally just thinking, oh, I haven't died in like 5 hours almost. Yeah. Instantly dying first raid of the stream. Personally, well, I would probably bank either the hat or the ward. Assume you have one of those two when you're maging. Bring the BGS, that is. And then eventually, hopefully, you can handle it. Bring all of it. It was funny, I got a comment on one of my other videos today and said, I see you die a lot. It's gonna take you a long time to do a dehydro, no sun kill. It sounds like it'd be too much of a pain. I'm like, and then I replied, I already finished it. I finished it on my second try. It's so funny. That's a mage. Called me out for dying. I was like, I already completed the raid. Off-stream me is a beast, I'll have you know. Play a beaver slapping. Yeesh. ToA discourse? No. I left because none of the players there were any good. I didn't feel like I was learning anything. Not like the Chambers one, where the players are very knowledgeable. I feel like a lot of the players in the ToA Discord are extremely unknowledgeable. There's nothing wrong with being unknowledgeable, but they provide a lot of bad information. The reason I killed this right monkey and not the left one, because the right monkey has access to a sarcophagus, whereas this left monkey is going to get continually blocked by this rock if I keep using this rock. Look, he's going to go try for it again, I'm pretty sure. Got instantly blocked. How do I feel about skull skipping on 300? Definitely on the inefficient side, because there's a lot more invocation. You're gonna get more reward by pushing invocation rather than making your rates slower. There's no reason to milk the points that low. You should just keep improving on getting better and improving your invocation level overall. Much better reward. Yeah, the monkeys seem to go after the closest sarcophagus to them at the time, which can be a little deceptive because diagonals make it seem as something is not as close to them. Then you get Death Charge after hitting a 0 on them. Watch, the bowler's gonna run this guy over, and boom, I'm gonna get the credit. Which is great. For a little extra consistency in your specs, sunning. Get a drop? Hell yeah. Yeah, you can kind of force it to spawn. You can't 100% pick where the rock's gonna spawn. It's obviously one of these falling is guaranteed on you, but it won't always spawn the rock as seen there. I need to restore again. That's why you always want to hold your spec last second, just in case things get dicey. You can technically like stand next to baboons and give a I forgot the thrall. Give a much higher rate for it to hit the monkey. Which can be a good way to crush him. Damn, 2 slow bobbas. You just stand next to a monkey as like a rock spot of fall. Really blew through like 9k shadow charges yesterday. That's a lot of souls. Life and Chaos expecting to be fighting warrant several times. Can't stop myself from taking double power anymore. Like, I have to very, very consciously make an effort to go life second. I'm so used to just clicking power twice. But I mean, if you want to just take advantage of the strat, Jordan, just when it happens, if you happen to see a monkey next to a rock and that rock is blocking sarcophagus, just go on a different rock if you can. It doesn't apply to teams, of course, because everyone wants their own rock, right? But did not pass the 60% threshold today. Don't do it. Don't bite me for 60. Oh, I thought this thing was lower. I would have lowered it a bit more. Aka's end phase? Takes practice. Don't worry about it. What do you think? I adrenaline, so I can take my good old emergency suns. Do it twice if needed. There's some raids I'll catch like 6 of them. Some raids I'll catch 1 or none. I'm gonna remember I'm gonna proc up there. So I instantly booked it to that tile. If I didn't, I'd be in a world of pain right now. Got my goal, killed it. I ended up hash slinging, slashing it. our range for now. Don't want to get too low. The right side here actually loses you less ticks. Little dung you right here. That hurts. And this one takes 2 ticks to get up to Cafe. Missed. That's a slow one. I noodled everywhere. If you don't get a free mirror, this lower barrier saves you a little bit of a tick. Do a little bit more time instead of breaking that barrier. Now because I double Void Wakered, got that extra DPS, I'll be able to hit this 60% right before he teleports, which will be now. Turn off piety for that hit? I think I did. Wow, that was kind of funny timing on the music there. Ah. Onto that. I didn't believe that would kill. I wasn't ready to flick my mouse back to Akka. Dang. It had ended already. Double trouble. That blows. Like, I knew moving like that would endanger me if it was still on, but I honestly thought the orbs stopped materializing already. But I guess it doesn't do that unless you have a level 4. I thought it stopped materializing at the very end. Oh well. Let's play it safe. Drop the ego. It's gonna hit me. I think we're good for now. That's gonna hit me. Dodge that one. Seem to be safe for now. That one's gonna hit me, so I'll move out of the way. For now. That was so worth it. How many did I eat? 4 of them. Ah, eating my keyboard. How do I remove that idle time? I had it on ever since I started Woods back in the day. So I'll just leave this on. You. Some ToA streams while I eat. Nice. Is today olive oil day? Or is it something else? When are you coming back to RuneScape, Bobo? Don't run from your problems. I know you're craving an MMO. Olive oil, I don't know where I would be without copious amounts of olive oil. What the? Oh. I'm gonna sprint. Took me too long to realize this was the solve. I'm gonna sprint it just in case. Good decision, didn't greet the attacks. Our field, respectable. Also gets the gambling addiction away. Or does it fuel it? I think it fuels it. Have a nice chat with Zebak. .316 mage Zebak, okay. Pretty decent. Not my fastest, but pretty decent. I shadow everything, pretty much. It's great to save a lot of inventory space so I can chill. Just recline back for Baba. Not worry too much about the flicks. And depending if how Baba goes, if it's not dealing much damage to me, it allows me to also not have to flick on after Zebak as much. Or at all, depending. Sarah Domin. Have I gotten Shadow? Yeah. I've gotten 3 in my name. 1 of them solo, 2 of them splitting routines. I'm just a generous person, you know? I just like splitting, never receiving. Generous god. Now, I may be rich, but I'm picking up those dragon arrows. I only have 3. Mage, only 3. Hello, hit the boss. What in the ever fuck was those clicks? There must be something wrong with me. Rocked it a little too far away. Slightly wasted DPS. Old man switches. only messed up one switch though, and I think maybe lightning. How does that do? How does it do that? What is the AI? Actually, I should do it here. Slow, but not the worst. It'll be a bummer if one of these hit me. It won't kill me because I'm at high prayer. Two monkeys off the start. Probably gonna have to sun. These guys hit pretty often. See them. We'll play relatively low risk. They're just standing here throwing for the entire P3. It's so annoying. Like, what purpose do these guys serve? They're just kind of annoying, you know? Like, what's the point of them in this raid? Last purple was a Fang. Fairly standard. Coin flip failed. I might call this one a shorter stream and end it either here or on the next raid, and then come back about an hour later, because I am starving. Generous Scarab, pass the accuracy check, but only hit me an 11, or 14 was it? So the melee actually can't heal you while... How did I click 2? While Kefri is overhealed. I usually save him for a little bit later. That has me a little bit upset. I would like another egg set. That's nice. Sin. Basically turn back time from that bomb. Pretend it didn't happen. Oh, this is a really greedy stab. I shouldn't go for this. Like, what if I missed his accuracy check? Major just kills me. What they say, high risk, low reward. Buy low, sell high. Wait, no. Buy high, sell low. Yes, yes. Not my fastest solve on the puzzle. Lost a tick right there. I shouldn't have clicked head. I should have clicked just toward it later. But I don't think it'll be a problem. Smash my pickaxe. dual walkthrough. Yeah, I could probably do it, but I don't know what you mean by detonate though. We never dodge DPS. It's extremely hard to fail DPS. The ranger didn't tap me because I lured it out of range. You can check some of my previous videos for a little bit of like the commentary videos, for a bit of a walkthrough on how to perform it, like to lure the ranger like that. It's pretty easy, very minimal tick loss. The only thing is that there are like a few specific tile markers you basically want to run on to make the ranger move in a certain way, be trapped in a certain way. Once you get used to it, it's a very easy thing to pull off. 0.1%, huh? But I only recommend doing that with more overlords. There's no reason to like trap the first ranger, because you need 2 dunks to trap a ranger, and there's no way you get dunked twice before the first ranger in most raids. Oh, I forgot I needed to manually path that one. I saw your comment something about Aqua Orbs, but I'll take a look after this. I'm pretty sure there's plenty of videos that describe all of Aqua's mechanics, but you're gonna have to. I'll take a look at your comment and see which one you're talking about. Remember you mentioned detonates, so I'm gonna assume you're talking about exploding attack. When it marks all the players, assume you're talking about that one. There's no real need for a walkthrough on that one, but I can tell you how to handle it and what the attack does. Not gonna bother dodging that one, it's a waste of my time. Try to fuse duels in the glowing orange at Akka. So glowing orange doesn't actually damage you, it only damages the tiles around you. So that's only a mechanic you'll encounter in teams. And what it does is... let's pick this up. It'll mark you, and then everyone who's marked, which is everyone in the room, will explode and basically do like a cross shape. Anyone who's standing in the cross shape gets hit. There's no special effect that comes of it, it's just straight up damage. If you have the invocation feeling special on, it'll also do a diagonal plus the star. So the best way to dodge that stuff is either to be DD'd, because it doesn't damage the tile that you're on, so if everyone is DD'd or on the same tile, no one gets hit. That's the easiest way to do it, but that requires a little bit of coordination. If you're doing duos or trios, which is a smaller team size, I recommend making sure you guys are either really far away from each other or L'd. And L is, you know, like knight movement in chess. Just like an L is a good way to dodge. If everyone is L'd away from each other, no one's touching each other diagonally or in a straight line, you're chilling. Simple as that. No need for any special tile markers or anything like that. Either be really far away from each other, stand on top of each other, or be L'd from each other. L is the easiest way to do it when you guys are all in melee range, and then far away otherwise. Wait, I have so much prayer. I'm chilling. I'm leaning back. Hard camping. One gap in the wall. It's a level 5 Zebak if you look up here. The more he's leveled up, the less gaps he'll have. In duos, yeah, I recommend just being really far away or DD. If you have the party plugin, the best way to do it is just to have the party plugin and then just ping, like, I want to be here. Party plugin and Runelight. You can assign a hotkey and ping, and everyone who's in the party can see it. That's what we did when we were first learning. Depending on what to do with the... If you're taking 25 damage, so only one person gets to know what the puzzle is. And everyone needs to fulfill the same role, so it'll highlight, you know how like when you're doing solos, there'll be a skull over the pillars or the vents or whatever? Only one person sees that. So if you're taking 25 damage, there's only two things that are going on. Either someone isn't doing their job and repairing, or you're repairing the wrong thing. So if you're supposed to hit the pillars and you know, start cleansing the vents, you're gonna take damage because that's the wrong thing to do. Simple as that. Only one person knows what it is. That site, like the person who is it, transfers all the time. If it's not glowing, that means your teammate sees it glowing and isn't calling it out. And you need to tell him that he's doing that wrong. He needs to tell you what's going on. Alternatively, he could just do two of them. And if it's the corruption where either the vents or the pillars aren't glowing, he needs to take the green potion and use it on you. And that one is a separate puzzle that you'll find only in teams, which is corruption. Teammates all except the caller will glow. And what needs to be done is that anyone who is not, basically like a potion needs to be either poured on top of their tile or used. Ideally, using is much more efficient than DDing, like on a tile and pouring it, because, you know, like tiles get venomed and all that jazz. Raise the Zebak. These days when I do a non-enraged Zebak, it's like slow-mo for me. And a nice keeps me awake. Yeah, when someone glows red. The most optimal ways to handle it in a duo is whoever's calling it out will simply use the potion by right-click using and using it on the player. I highly recommend using Rune Knight's menu swaps. If you hold shift, I'll show you afterwards, hold on. Got to do this too. If you hold shift and right-click an item like this, you can see at the bottom these last two options, swap left click and shift click. I recommend changing the corruption one to swap shift click to use. And then whenever you're doing like picking the orb, I'll tell you after this. That's like the easiest way to handle that. Whenever someone needs to use, you just shift click it and use on the corrupted people. The Q for the Tiki, I have it timed specifically with Void Waker, but if you do 2 Void Wakers and tank the 75 specifically, so those are the 2 conditions. You have to use 2 Void Wakers and tank the 75. Then what you do is, when the message appear, large ball of energy shot your way. When you see that, you can get 3 total shadow hits in, and then just take out the Karis, and it auto, like, take out the Karis and immediately stun with it. And that's like my Q that I use. But you can just do it when it's like about 2 tiles away from you if you're not sure. It's also like, it's up to you. Like, not everyone has my weapon. It just so happens that I learned my specific timing with my spec weapons in Shadow. The information you're looking for is most likely just on most basic ToA guides. Don't look for, like, you might be searching up specifically like teams or whatever. Just look up like a very basic ToA guide that's not solo, and you should be fine. They for sure go over those mechanics. They're just not like listed explicitly usually, so they're kind of just like base mechanics. In trios, the easiest way for you to handle the corruption is whoever's calling it doesn't do anything, the other 2 players who are corrupted use on each other. So if player A, B, and C are, doing a raid, player A has the site and he calls corruption, players B and C would use on each other, and it's very convenient that way because then they're both running toward each other instead of running on some random DD tile and being uncoordinated. That might change if it gets venomed and all that stuff. If you're doing 4-mans, easiest way is just make a buddy system. Player A and B are together, C and D are together, and then whenever anyone calls corruption, A and B use on each other, C and D use on each other. Then you can theoretically extend that to like 5-man. Whoever's calling corruption, everyone else has a buddy system. But it doesn't really matter, like you can kind of just wing it. Whoever's too close, whichever two players are close to each other use. Do I have all combat achievements done? No, I don't really care about them. The boards kind of suck, and I don't see any prestige in them. There's no incentive for me to actually go get him. The only thing I can think of is lowers my KC requirements for next, but if I ever want to go back to next, I'll consider it. Not like KC requirements really matter for next after the first kill anyway, assuming you don't die. Most people can stay long enough to maintain KC requirements. Old man switches. Another no damage P4. Skull skipping really simple. Stand there and click the skull. Exactly. It is that simple. Just watch out for the rock. For 40%, you basically let the first Baba rock go above your head, and then you go to that row. For the second one, you need to let one or two go in. You basically let 2 rocks fall above your head most of the time. Never purple. 35 minutes though. Not bad for a full skull skip. 3 down. Raid's getting pretty consistent with this setup. I am going to take a quick food break. I am really, really hungry, but I will be back and streaming probably within the next 2 to 3 hours. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Lloyd, before I leave, quick tip: do not fear the shadows. Embrace the shadows. You see a big shadow on the floor, you step on that, and you know you're chilling for about 2 seconds. Okay? You run from the shadows, you are gonna be fighting for your life. Shadows can only appear every theoretically 3.6 seconds. So you stand on it right as it explodes, and you're chilling for a little bit. And you rinse and repeat, always moving to new shadows, sneaking in some attacks after you get on a fresh shadow. You know, that's how you do it. Don't fear the shadow. Okay. Have a good rest of your day, guys.